Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to BWTM Online. In association with Round for Round Boxing, the new boxing game coming out on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation 4. Congratulations to Andrew Ruiz, recently signed with the Round for Round Boxing game. Of course, check us out, www.roundforroundboxing.com, and also check us out as well on BWTM Sports for the latest trailers, video updates regarding Round for Round Boxing. Okay. This message is to Al Haymon and to all those staff at PBC, Premier Boxing Channel, or Premier Boxing Champions, whichever way you want to look at it. I'm going to start this by saying this. The IBF were going to strip him. And I said to Tyson Fury and his team at the time, when he was still with Peter Fury, I said, Tyson, vacate your belts, keep the Ring magazine, and by keeping the Ring magazine, do something no other heavyweight's done. Keep the Ring magazine belt and make defenses of the title. The boxing fraternity, or most people in boxing, laughed at me. It so happens now in 2019, that's exactly what Tyson Fury is doing. We've so longed for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Joshua Wilder. It was on the tongue of many people, and many people wanted to see that fight. What would it have been like? Would Wilder have landed on Joshua? Would Joshua have landed on Wilder? How would Joshua react to Wilder's power? How would Wilder have reacted to Joshua's power? The Brit versus the American, all the stuff. Could Joshua do it, being unified champion? Who is the better fighter? The battle of all battles, the WBC champion versus the unified champion. But all we kept hearing is about money and A side and B side. And then the offer was the whole 50 million offer that was on the table, or was it on the table? We're going to fight Wilder in 2019. We're going to fight the Wilder in 2020, and so on and so forth. The propaganda and all the rest of it. Contract here, contract there. Is this going to happen? Isn't it going to happen? And in the back of everyone's mind, they wanted to see the super fight. They wanted to see Wilder versus Joshua. Unfortunately, on Saturday night, due to some very bad matchmaking, Wilder versus Joshua at this minute in time is no longer on the table. Joshua got wiped out by Andy Ruiz, who is one of your fighters. So now Deontay Wilder plus Andy Ruiz is under the PBC stable. And of course, that means a unification bout and an undisputed title could be a reality for us now in 2019. Joshua and his team were given the opportunity to become undisputed champion. You know this. So nothing I'm saying to you is new. We know this. We also know that they were quite clear, and they said they didn't want to fight Wilder to 2020. They opened up and said that. Joshua wanted to sit down and talk to you or talk to Wilder after this fight with Ruiz. But we heard rumors that there was a potential that in the winter or the late September, October, Joshua was talking either fighting Pulev or Ortiz. No, Pulev or Usyk, not Ortiz, Usyk. Never Ortiz. So now the opportunity is here. Wilder's already beaten Luis Ortiz. He wants to put the record right in terms of making it a more devastating performance. That's fine. However, this is a fantastic opportunity to make Deontay Wilder versus Andy Ruiz for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Finally, one face, one name, one champion. One face, one name, one champion. Cinco de Mayo, one face, one name, one champion. This is what Wilder's been saying. And Ruiz is the first Mexican heavyweight champion of the world. Why not? One face, one name, one champion. And there's nothing to lose, as you know, as it's an in-house fight. Andy Ruiz, the man that beat AJ, versus Wilder, the knockout king of kings. What a great fight. We know that Ruiz can punch. We know that Ruiz can move his head. We know Ruiz can take a punch. We know Ruiz can get up. But can he take a Wilder punch? What happens if Ruiz landed his left hook? Could he land his left hook? Could Ruiz become the first, not just heavyweight champion of the world, but undisputed heavyweight champion of the world? Can Wilder be that one face, that one name, that one champion that he's been talking about? Let's stop with all the games and all the politics. Let's make Wilder versus Ruiz for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. During this time, Anthony Joshua can go and get himself ready to be the #1 contender for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Then Wilder or Ruiz can come to the UK and defend the undisputed title against Anthony Joshua. And guess what? After that, if Joshua is not successful, then you've got the Gypsy King as a second defense, the lineage champion versus the undisputed champion. Then that fight would be for linear, undisputed. There'll be no debate after that. And then after that, if Ortiz wants it, then it can happen. Again, it's all in-house, apart from the Fury fight and the Joshua fight. Mamos is all in-house. Undisputed. And you, Al Haymon, can be the man that has finally brought the undisputed title back to its place. You've brought all the belts together like Thanos. And you can click your fingers and make it happen. So please, Mr. Al Haymon, please, PBC, make this fight happen. For the good of the world of boxing, let us have an undisputed champion. Let us have this fight on Cinco de Mayo. Pay Luis Ortiz off. Give Luis Ortiz 10 million. Let him go off into the sunset with his family. A happy man. Why does he want to take all that punishment from Wilder again? Give him 10 million and tell him to go off into the sunset. Who wants to see Luis Ortiz versus Wilder too? Really? Let's make this fight happen. Finally, we can have an undisputed champion. And then when that happens, then the undisputed champion can start making defenses. Let's make this happen. One face, one name, one champion. And that face and that name is, we'll have to wait and see. I do this on behalf of the boxing fans, for those who understand the boxing history, for those who want to see the best fight the best. Ruiz has toppled Joshua now. If you allow the rematch to happen against Joshua, there's every possibility that based on how these people have operated so far, that you're not going to get an undisputed fight. Joshua, should he win the titles back, won't be looking to fight Wilder anytime soon. They'll want to swerve that fight, make a defense against Luis Ortiz, or maybe make a defense against, not in Luis Ortiz, I keep saying Luis Ortiz, Usyk. So even if he loses, Usyk's got the belts. To avoid all of that, make the undisputed title. You can do it, Al. If anyone can do it, you can do it. And that's it. Undisputed, baby. Let's make it happen. Thank you for your time, Mr. Haymon. Thank you for your time, PBC. Andy Ruiz. Deontay Wilder Ruiz. Undisputed, Cinco de Mayo. Let's make it happen. Thank you for listening.